Guys, do not waste your money with these huge mistakes with Facebook ads. I'm going to show you what these are next. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Braden Wirch. If this is your first time on my channel, make sure you hit subscribe. I continue to over-deliver amazing value to you guys to grow you personally and financially as well. Alright, so I'm seeing a lot of people making mistakes I made in the very beginning when I started with Facebook ads. When I was starting with drop shipping, I already had a little bit of knowledge with Facebook ads, but not very much at all. And there's three very, very simple mistakes that a lot of people make. And it personally costed me thousands of dollars. And I didn't even know I was making a mistake in the beginning. So I'm going to show you exactly what those are so you can avoid them. So let's go ahead and switch right to the computer screen. Alright, so I'm here in my ads manager. So the very first one that I'm going to cover is actually a pretty big one. And this is one that I see a lot of people make. And it kind of goes against what you would think. And that has to do with the type of targeting. So the first one I see a lot of people doing, and what I did was I would target engaged shoppers. And different types of behaviors are very, very costly to you, especially when you're doing e-commerce. So engaged shoppers, this will completely destroy your budget. These are not targeted at all. The way Facebook tracks behaviors is a little bit differently than it does with interests. And so behaviors as a whole, I don't like to use them very often. The only time I'll use behaviors is if it's very, very specific to the product I'm using, but typically they're not. So anything having to do with shopping, not good. So engaged shoppers, anything having to do with income, these will completely waste your budget. So especially in the beginning, do not use anything having to do with behaviors, and especially engaged shoppers. So for targeting, what I like to use and what I found to be the most powerful is targeting competitors. So let's say you're selling sunglasses. I like to use sunglasses as an example. I would go ahead and target Ray-Ban, Oakley's. Then I would target stores that actually have these. So Sunglass Hut. Competitors, so people that like the pages of your competitors, those are people actually interested in that type of product. So these are going to be very powerful, especially for you in the beginning while your pixel is being seasoned. Go ahead and use interests that directly target the competitors. And then I also like to add a few that will be specific to the product itself. So for sunglasses, I could actually go ahead and type in and see if I see anything. So there's sunglasses right here, career sunglasses. I'd go ahead and do a mix between competitors like Ray-Ban and then sunglasses themselves. But those are way more powerful than behavior, and they're not going to eat up your budget. Behaviors will go ahead and just slaughter your budget. I wasted so much money in the beginning thinking engaged shopper or an income level. It's terrible. They're not targeted at all for what you want. So that's the big mistake, number one. Number two is leaving this box checked. Expand interests. This will go ahead and add interests that Facebook thinks will apply to your product. And in the beginning, you don't want to use this. You know your product better than what Facebook knows in the very beginning. So leave this unchecked, or what's going to happen is Facebook's going to expand several different interests into it, and you're not even going to know. The only time I would ever use this is if I was trying to A/B test products. But to tell you the truth, I rarely ever will leave this box checked. I always, like, just rule of thumb, uncheck that box. So the next one I want to cover is what regions you test. And I actually just made a video on my favorite countries to test. I'll go ahead and leave that in the description box below so you can see the exact countries that I like to start testing products. So the mistake I'm going to cover is just starting out testing the big five. And so by the big five English-speaking countries: the United States, Canada, UK, New Zealand, and Australia. That's what everybody's doing. If you're doing AliExpress dropshipping, you might need to go ahead and do what everybody else isn't doing. And there's several countries that the cost per the ad placement is way lower than, say, the United States. So for testing a product, it's a good idea to go ahead and expand where you're actually testing, especially in the very beginning. Once you find a winning product, or a product that works, say, in a European country, you'll want to open it up to the United States and the big five to see if it works there, and it most likely will. But in the beginning, you're gonna waste a lot of money by just targeting the big 5. So that's definitely tip number 3. Don't just test the big 5. And when you're testing, I like to do 2 to 3 ad sets, and each ad set has 2 to 3 products in it. So, you know, whenever I'm testing a new product, I'll have just 2 or 3 ad sets, so $30, $20, $30 a day, and then each one will have 2 to 3 similar regions. So the region I'm going to put in each ad set, I want them close in proximity, and I want them close in demographics. So, you know, if I'm doing UK, I might do UK, Spain, France, or if I'm doing Netherlands, I might do Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark. I want them close together. That way the demographic is very close. I'm not spreading it. So like doing, say, for example, United States and Russia, these are going to be 2 completely different demographics, and you're going to end up wasting money. So the next one is your daily budget. So when you're running an engagement ad, it is completely fine to do $5 a day. But do not start your conversions ads at $5 a day. This will actually, in turn, leave you wasting money, and 2, you might not even find a winning product. Always start conversions at least $10, and I typically, even now with a way bigger budget, I'll still do $10. I'll just do several ad sets, but at $10. Because what I want to do is I want to at least let it run to $20 before I decide to raise the budget or kill it. Because even if it performs terribly on one day, the next day it might be great. It needs time to optimize, or vice versa. It might perform great on day 1, so I get all excited. Instead of raising the budget on day 1, I'm going to let it run until day 2 and see how it performs. After I hit $20 spent on the ad set, that's when I decide to go ahead and raise the budget or kill the ad. So definitely in the beginning, do not start your ads at just $5 a day if you're running conversions ads. The problem is at $5 a day, Facebook doesn't have enough of a budget to spread it through that 24-hour period. So it might push out, you know, your whole daily budget in just a few hours, and then your best time to sell to that certain country could have been, you know, at a completely different time during the day. For $10 typically has enough budget to spread it throughout the day and to actually find if it's a winning product or not. So those are definitely my biggest tips in the beginning with Facebook ads on how not to waste your budget. These in the beginning, I wasted so much money, especially with the targeting and the regions, but especially the targeting. Don't do behaviors. Behaviors will kill you, especially if it has anything to do with shopping or income. All right, guys, I hope you found insane value in this video. I try to over-deliver incredible value for you every day. So make sure you leave a like on the video and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Leave in the comments a video you would like me to do. I'm trying to push out as much value to you guys in a short period of time. So go ahead and subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you keep grinding.